Hi. Okay, in this video we're going to look at the PayPal options, which will be how we start to integrate the payment facility into our website. It's all very straightforward, literally copy and paste, but you do need to get a few things set up first. I'm sure you've probably got a PayPal account. Most people seem to, if they've bought or sold anything on eBay, or if you're buying other products online. And basically what you do is you go into your PayPal account. Now you might have to set up your PayPal account to be verified and to make it so that it's kind of fully functioning. And what that means is that you've got to have the facility to be able to move money in between your bank account. Your bank account's got to be set up on there. So what you might need to do is just to make sure that on your when you go to your account and you go to your profile, that everything's set up in there to be able to sort of get the best advantages for that. There's no costs or anything involved with operating these PayPal accounts. You pay merchant fees and things like that when you're selling things, but you're not paying any monthly subscriptions or anything like that. So it's all free. You haven't got to invest any money in any of this. But just check that your account is actually able to work with the merchant services. Now, this is the tab that you want once you're logged in, and as soon as you click on that, it's going to bring you down to this area here called the PayPal Website Payments Standard. Now, what we're interested in is the Buy Now buttons. Okay, you can set up different features depending on what your website's got to offer. So if you're selling a newsletter subscription and you need recurring payments, you can click on something here which will then take you through to how you set that up. For now, let's look at the Buy Now buttons, because if you're selling one product off a page, you're going to obviously need to take money for that, but you need to have this system in place. So what happens is we're going to go to this bit, which there's 3 steps. Second step you probably won't need, which is to do with tracking inventory. But step 1 is to choose your button type. So all you do, you literally look at the drop down section, and here's where you can say, for example, if you are selling a subscription, you can change certain items within there, the billing cycle, the amount, how long it's for, all those kind of things that are relevant to the offer that you're promoting. On the Buy Now section, which is what we want, we're going to keep it really simple. All we want to do is we want to put in item name, an ID if you need that, put your selling price in there, and then your currency. And obviously, that might depend on where you're based in the world, or if you're just, you want to stick to dollars or something to make it easier. On the customize buttons, if for example you go for a shopping cart style function, if you're selling multiple items, you might need to offer your buyers the option to select something within that. And all this does, it allows you drop down sections. So for example, if I show you what happens here, click on there, and it just says drop down is good for displaying many options. You can have one price item or different price for each option. So you can add in sizes for clothing and that kind of stuff. So to keep it relevant to what we're doing, selling one product off the page, you can pretty much ignore that. What you might have to do is to add shipping if you're selling DVDs or something like that, so you need to factor that in if it's a physical product that you're selling off the page. And of course tax rate, because VAT and things like that apply to different parts of the world, and depending on the type of product that you're selling as well. There's 2 sections here. This one says use my secure merchant account ID. Just below here, this says use my primary email address. Now, I'm not showing that part of the screen because it's got one of my email addresses on display there. But basically, you can select between the 2. And if I click on Learn More and drag that window back into where you can see it, what it basically says is if you select the secure merchant account ID, this links to your merchant account so that your email address isn't as visible as in a different method, and basically it's just to prevent spam and people sort of getting hold of your email address and spamming you. So basically, just to have a quick recap, go into your merchant services, select your Buy Now button, put your product name, price, currency, and that's that for that section. And the next step, step 3, let me just click on that. This is slightly more advanced features. Now I'm going to come back and deal with this in another video, but basically, and the reason is because we're going to get some URLs which we're going to put in there. Basically, do you want your customer to change your order quantity? Well, if you're selling one item, then no. Can your customer add special instructions? Well, you probably don't need that either. You can just click on that and that's gone. Do you need your customer's shipping address? Well, we don't if we're selling digital products, so we can select that in this case for the ebook. Now, these are the 2 important things because they're going to complete the transaction. Okay, if the customer decides at some point not to buy, then you can take care of that by sending them to a specific URL or a page on your website. And in this example, they've given you this here. Hopefully, once the customer's decided to buy and they hit the buy now button, then they'll continue with the transaction, and they'll need to actually get their products from somewhere. They'll need to, to finalize that transaction somehow. And if it's a digital product and you're going to have it as a download page, then what you need to do is you need to put the URL, the page name, in here. And what happens is once the order process completes, PayPal automatically then forwards the buyer to that page, and then they can continue with downloading the products or whatever they're going to get out of that transaction. So I'm going to come back to this because we're going to look at how we get these URLs, and I'll show you how to integrate them, and then how we actually get the button coding and how we generate the code. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video.